Oh wow, some exciting news of Eternal Champions has just came out. Oh my god, I wonder what it is. Is it new leaks? Oh my oh wait, hold on. It could be a HD re-release to get people warmed up for a reboot. Oh boy, let's see what Sega's got in store for us. I Oh no. Oh no. Hi guys, it's me Lewis, and today I'm here to do a little thoughts and opinions and somewhat of a rant video on the upcoming Eternal Champions live adaptation movie that's currently in its early production. Yes, you heard that correct. A fighting game that's been dead for nearly almost 3 or 4 decades is somehow getting a live action movie by Skydance themselves. So let's get into the article of this adaptation that's currently in the works, shall we? Hollywood screenwriter Derek Connolly is penning the script for a live-action adaptation of Sega's fighting game Eternal Champions, according to the Hollywood Reporter. Connolly's credit includes the works of the Jurassic World the Jurassic World movies, Kong Skull Island, the Rise of Skywalker, which we all know how that turned out, Detective Pikachu, and of course, let's not forget the upcoming Legend of Zelda movie, which is also being directed by Wes Ball. He is also working on the script for an upcoming Transformers / G.I. Joe crossover movie, which I had no idea that was even the works at all, but okay, fair enough. Sega's success with the Sonic movies has clearly emboldened the Japanese video game giant, as it's also linked with a movie deal for Streets of Rage, which of course I already knew about that a few years back, which of course that's been confirmed that the director and producer of John Wick is actually involved with the project. So I've definitely got high hopes for it. There's definitely some high hopes for that film. And Sega is also opening to bring more of its IPs to the big screen. Even though Eternal Champions is pretty deep cut, released on the Genesis back in 1993 at the height of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat's rivalry, it scored decent reviews and good sales, but never spawned a direct sequel, which of course makes sense why Eternal Champions Challenge on the Dark Side came out back in 1995, because of course Challenge on the Dark Side was basically Super Street Fighter. That's basically what it was. While its spin-off titles, Chicago Syndicate and Expert, failed to register with the gaming public, which of course that's no surprise because both of those games were absolute dog shit. Given that there hasn't been any entry in the franchise for decades, it's debatable that a large enough audience can exist for an Eternal Champions flick. But the concept behind combatants being pulled together from different parts of history is at least a solid foundation for a popcorn romp. Skydance is the production company involved with David Ellison, Dana Goldberg, and Don Granger, how you pronounce his last name, are handling the side of those particular things. Rob Ree is the executive producing, while Amy Reaver will act as the overseer on behalf of Skydance, and Sega's Toro Nakahara, which I'm definitely pronouncing his last name wrong. I do apologize if I am. Will also be on board as a producer also. Now, what are my overall thoughts on this film? I personally believe that this could possibly be one of Sega's bizarre yet decent ideas to try and bring back an old IP, or it could turn out to be a massive flop. Because keep in mind, Derek Connolly, along with several other people who are working on this film at Skydance, they are known for making a mixed bag of projects. Sure. Jurassic World was a slow flop in of itself. Kong Skull Island was a fun movie, which I will admit. Rise of Skywalker, I can't actually. I'll give Derek the benefit of the doubt. Like it's really Disney's fault on that part, not his. Detective Pikachu, definitely a fun film for a lot of people. The upcoming Zelda movie could be fun, could be decent, who knows. The Transformers / G.I. Joe crossover, only time will tell on that one. But here's what we gotta remember something, right? Here's what we gotta remember. The story for Eternal Champions is bloated. It is big. It's not like any other fighting game that came out before or after it, where it's more focused on just, arcade action, style, like, fighting game combat. Eternal Champions was more story heavy. And since I'm a guy that's a big fan of Eternal Champions and knows the lore behind it, but that was written by the late Michael Laham, which, by the way, rest in peace, mate, you will be missed. It makes me wonder, is Skydance gonna pay respect to Michael Laham's original source material? And one part of me wants to believe that, but at the same time, I don't think they will, because keep in mind, there is no way in hell that Skydance is gonna cram in all 3 parts of Eternal Champions. Yes, 3 story parts of Eternal Champions into one film. It's just not gonna happen. The only way they can pull that off is by splitting it into 3 different films. Start off with, of course, Eternal Champions, then, of course, the sequel, Challenge from the Dark Side, and, of course, the 3rd and final installment that never came out, unfortunately, thanks to Sega pulling the plug to try and promote Virtua Fighter, being none other than Eternal Champions: The Final Chapter. However, that being said, though, video game adaptations usually turn out to be absolute dog shit. We've seen that with the Halo TV show. We've seen that with the Need for Speed movie. We've seen that with of course the recent Borderlands movie, which caused no surprise that the director is throwing a goddamn hissy fit that no one likes his film on that, and of course the upcoming god awful abomination that is none other than the Minecraft movie, which, keep in mind, I'm not going to put any footage of the Borderlands movie or the Minecraft movie in this video, because Warner Brothers has been going on a rampage taking down anyone's videos who dare criticize it, because even they know they're dog shit. But I digress. The point is that since Sega believes that this might be the best way to try and acknowledge an IP that's been long forgotten for a very long time, it might be a decent way, or it could be one of the dumbest decisions they've ever made. Because here's what you gotta remember, right? Eternal Champions only has a very medium number fan base. It doesn't have a massive cult following like, let's say, Primal Rage or Mace of Arcade, for example. Because, I mean, those long forgotten fighting games get talked about frequently, and I mean frequently to a high degree. But when you look at a game like this, for example, it makes you say to yourself, is Sega doing this to try and promote a possible upcoming Eternal Champions reboot video game? Which I hope to God that's the case, Sega, because if they renew the trademark license of Eternal Champions for just a film rather than just a film advertising for an upcoming game, then yeah, that could be one of the dumbest fucking decisions I've ever made, and I hope to God that's not the latter, because I really do hope that this film is a fun movie. Which, yeah, I won't be surprised that they're not going to pay respects to Michael Laham's work, which I know for a fact that isn't going to happen, because of course we've got that upcoming Yakuza movie that's currently in the works, and even the guy who's working on that has even stated that he's not going to pay respects to the original source material, and I don't blame Yakuza fans for getting pissed off with that. I really don't. But at the same time, when it comes to Eternal Champions, I really don't know what direction they're going to take with this, because some of you might be arguing, but Lewis, what about the MK11? What about the MK 2021 movie? Well, here's the thing. Yes, it wasn't a great film. I thought it was mediocre at best, but hey, it's not as horrifically bad as MK Annihilation. Let's just be real about that. But the one thing I will give the 2021 film credit for is that, yes, they actually hired actors who are experts in martial arts and numerous types of fighting styles. And since this upcoming film is based on a fighting game based on actual martial arts with different characters across different timelines, again, they need to hire actors from that same circle. Hire actors who actually know how to fight, and that way that will get people, hyped up. If I'm gonna be real with you, if this Eternal Champions film was being written, directed, and produced by the same dude who made the Raid movies, then yeah, I would probably have high hopes for it. But at the same time, this is being done by a group of several people at a company that is heavily known for making hit and miss films. Sure, their track record isn't as horrifically bad as, let's say, Warner Brothers or Disney, where their films have been absolute and also dog shit over the last several years for completely different reasons and different reasons entirely. But at the same time, with Sega, with one of Sega's top dogs being involved with this film, it's a mixed bag. That's all I can say. It's a very mixed bag, and I really do hope it turns out to be a fun movie. But if it does go through its green light, do expect me to do a reaction trailer of it, which by the way, this film could turn out to be dog shit. It could turn out to be decent in of itself. And of course, yeah, I will be pointing out a lot, every bit and piece that Sega could be throwing in from the original lore of the game, whether it's being respectful to it, whether it's being disrespectful, but who knows? Only time will tell. Okay, guys, that's all I have time for. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what are your thoughts on this upcoming movie of Eternal Champions. Do you think this is a great approach for Sega to try and bring back an old IP? Do you think it's a dumb approach? Do you believe it's a way to try and advertise an upcoming reboot for an Eternal Champions reboot video game? Do let me know in the comment section. Okay, guys, peace out.